Last time on Thrill Create, we raided an ancient city for Swift Sneak, a bastion for some netherite upgrades, killed the dragon finally, explored the outer end a little bit, and then finally got some wings. And you can see the fruits of our labor with these brand new netherite tools, and also look at that, all of our armor has been upgraded to netherite. This is super fantastic. And I actually had enough diamonds to make 5 other netherite templates, actually 4. I got one from a quest from the quest book. I've been going through those between episodes. And as you can see, we have used up all of our diamonds and all of our ancient debris. And all of that ancient debris came from this absolutely massive area of the nether that we decided to drill out last episode. Oh, it's raining, let's stay indoors. Now, usually I have a between episodes, I've done this, and this, but I've been a little busy lately. And there's something else that I really want to talk about now. That something else is Mr. Beardstone has just come out with Perfect World 2. Create Perfect World 2, and I am very excited to try it, but not yet. And the reason for not yet is because I kind of want to let the kinks get taken out of it. I'm going to let Beardy, do a couple of episodes, maybe wait like, I don't know, like a month or so or something like that. I'm not really entirely sure yet, but what does that mean for this world? Another nice, beautiful morning. Well, we've done a lot in this world already, haven't we? There is still a lot that I would like to do. There are still a lot of things that are unfinished. There's really only 2 main things that I want to actually accomplish here, and then I think that I'm ready to go on to a new world. Yes, I know in the beginning of the series that we had some huge lofty goals, like I wanted to make an entire gigantic dwarven mine underground kingdom thingy, and man, that is proving difficult with the limited amount of time that I have to play this game, but I still want to do that. I think we might have to do that in Season 2. I just didn't realize how long it was going to take me to learn each individual thing and create and figure out exactly what I wanted to do here, but don't worry, I am going to finish this world here. I have been having so much fun doing all the crazy shenanigans that we've been doing in this world, and I'm not ready to stop. And speaking of not stopping, let's get right into the project of the day, which is going to be our stone quarry. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, right here we are going to be putting a stone quarry. Now, I want to dig out a huge, sizable chunk of this area of land. Obviously, we're going to skirt around the wood farm that we just created, so I might, start over here. But all of this over here, and I think maybe even to the edge of the island here, I'm going to take out as much of the dirt and the grass as I possibly can and just make it look like I have dug out an area of this land here to use for resources. And obviously we are going to use those things that I dig out as resources. But the main point of this stone quarry is going to be I need an actual mine entrance, because the one that I was using has been covered up by our roller, and I don't know if I actually put that hole back so we could get back into our mine. Okay, I did, because a while ago I actually covered this up, but it looks like I did need something down there. So let's actually take a moment and write a clipboard together. So today on episode 14, we are going to remove the topsoil and grass. We're going to dig out a layered quarry type thingy. We'll dig out a mine entrance hole, and then we need to make a mine shaft elevator. Now, I would like to go to different levels with this so we can get things like andesite as well as diamonds. And then if we have time, in the spirit of what we're doing, I want to actually explore a mine shaft, because with Alex's mobs, there's actually a mob that's in the game. I can't remember exactly what it's called, and I don't know. There's a mine shaft directly beneath us. This is perfect. I don't remember exactly what it's called, like the Underminer or something like that. Essentially, it's like a ghost that hangs around in mine shafts, and I totally want to check that out. That sounds spooky. But to start us off, we, of course, need to get digging, and all of these trees need to go. And here I was going to put a time-lapse of me cutting all the trees down in the area, and I forgot to hit record. So just pretend that you watched a time-lapse of me cutting the trees down in the area. Sorry to interrupt your standard programming here. Somebody at Mr. Beardstone's Discord told me what to do with this. Now, this is experience. It's not liquid experience. Apparently, there's a difference. Experience, I think you can use in like enchantment industries or something like that, and what you need to do once you grab experience from a backpack with a magnet upgrade, apparently, and pipe it into a tank, you need some item called the experience rotor, and essentially what you do with that is you put that in like I think it's a basin with the experience, and then mix it, and then it becomes liquid experience as opposed to just regular experience. Let's see if I can figure this out. Okay, to demonstrate, we have a pipe that's coming out at the bottom with a pump, a basin, so it's bringing the experience from this tank into here with a mixer on top. Now, if I can throw this in here, this should mix up, and then we get liquid experience as well. And it should go through a lot of this before it even makes a single bucket. As you can see, it uses a lot. I don't know if it's a 1-to-1, but it doesn't really matter. What does matter is now we're getting liquid experience out of this. So what I need to do is I need to put this setup underground here. Just going into free cam real quick. This is coming out of the backpack, so we'd have to put it over here somewhere, which is not an issue. So that way, you know, we can pump out the liquid experience, put it in here, and then the train will pick up liquid experience and not whatever the heck this is supposed to be. But I'm super happy about that because this has been bothering me for a very long time. And methinks a quick little temporary system like this should help us out immensely. So we've got the experience coming in here from the backpack, as well as the experience that we're holding here, which is coming from this pipe all the way snaked across the ceiling. It usually goes into the train, but that's okay. Right now it's going to come into here. And we are pulling out bottles of enchanting, which I believe should only pull out the liquid experience. Now, if I connect this cogwheel, this should fill up with liquid experience. Awesome. That's super wonderful. Great. So once this tank is empty, I will go ahead and move all of the experience from here into here. And now to get it off the train, I think we have to have another setup over this way. Oh, see, this is full of lava now. That's no good. So I think what we need to do is disconnect this because I don't want lava coming in here. And, oh, we gotta do something about that quick, because if that train comes by, we're gonna be in a heap of trouble. But we gotta do essentially the same thing, where we have to put a thing that's gonna, an experience rotor and all that sort of stuff, and just change everything into liquid experience and bring it all up over here. And man, am I glad I put this thing in here, because oh boy, that was almost bad. And yeah, that worked a treat. It is all now changed into liquid experience. The train has picked all of it up, and it is now pushed over into our mob farm area down right over here. And look at that, this tank is almost full. We're so close. This has never been full before, but we're getting there. Yeah, I always want to do AFK sessions here, you know, spend the night, do an overnight AFK, but I also don't want to, mainly because I try to keep track of the amount of days that I play, and that would screw up the day counter. So it's a weird thing. Like I do, anyways, let's enough procrastinating. Let's get on the thing. Well, I'm a big dumb dingus, and I wasn't checking out my shovel, and I just broke it. My vein mining shovel, oh no. Probably something that I should have put netherite on, but hey, you live and you learn. Not like we don't have the experience to replace it. Okay, I know it looks like a mess. I know it looks really bad right now, but can you see it? Can you see the quarry? Right? So the sides will build up. Okay, the sides will build up, right, with some stone. We gotta build up with stone here. Obviously, build up with stone there. But this already, you can see, and this is just natural generation, right? This is just me taking off the grass layer and the dirt layer from the top. And then here, we'll dig down probably to about, golly, there-ish. Maybe that-ish level. And we'll dig up all the stone there, and that'll be our lowest level, and it'll gradually just build back up to the grass up here. It might build like right underneath, or like 2 layers underneath the grass. We'll keep some of the stone there. But yeah, I think this is coming together perfectly already. I am super happy with this. I went ahead and I got a magnet upgrade on this bad boy, so that anytime I cut up dirt or grass or anything that was in the backpack just automatically picks it up. So now I got all this garbage in my pockets here. I gotta go put those away. But anyways, I went through about 3-ish of these shovels of me going back and forth, repairing them. And I gotta say, this took me 10 minutes? Maybe 10 minutes? And if I didn't have vein mining, it probably would have taken me 4 hours? I'm guessing just going back and forth, shaving off the dirt and the grass. I might have opted to just, like, start blowing it up with TNT. Oh, and underneath this is the Mega Torch. But man, am I glad with how this came out. Look at all these resources already. We got some emeralds, we got some copper, a bunch of coal, etc., etc., that we're going to be digging out of this mine. And a lot of this stuff will probably dot around and just make it look like, you know, it's stuff that we didn't really need while we were digging things out. But no, this is coming together perfectly already, and all we've done is taken off the dirt and the grass level. But I've got so much more digging to do. This is probably, even with vein mining, going to take me a few hours. But let's see how far I can get today. Alright, digging all that stone out was taking forever, so let's see if we can find some wither skeletons. I usually have really awful luck finding skeletons, and this is not a super duper fortress for it either, which kind of sucks because a lot of it's buried. There's so much netherrack all over the place. I'm in a what are these? A nether waste, so there's like so many opportunities for other things to spawn, but I haven't really checked out to see if there's one nearby that is almost completely in a soul sand valley, so we kind of just have to deal with what we got here. And also, I need to be better at shooting. Hey! One of our first 3 attacks. Well, I decided to come over to a soul sand valley. There is a fortress directly underneath me, and while it's not in the exact best location, this should help our spawn rates a lot, to be perfectly honest. So I'm gonna go ahead and run around this place for a while, see if I can get 2 more skulls. Hey, there's number 2. Heck yeah. There it is, baby. Number 3. Heck yeah. Alright, great. So now I gotta find my way home, and we'll get a wither fight going on. Alright, between the enchanted golden apple and the potion of strength here, I should absolutely be fine with this fight. This fight usually isn't that super difficult, so let's just hope that this works. This might be super loud as well, so I'm so sorry. Okay, he's kind of peeling through these blocks super quickly, and I'm not super happy with that. But it should be fine. I think we're good. I think we're very good. Very, very good. Nothing. It's like it was absolutely nothing. And bringing home the beacon. Heck yeah. Thought I got an achievement for that. I wonder if it's when I actually activate it that I get that. All right, here we go. Haste 2. Baby, let's go. All right. Yeah, I kind of put it smack dab in the center-ish, so it should reach close to over here. It might be a little too far. I might get a couple more blocks. I might get to, like, maybe here-ish. Yeah, we still reach over here. All right, very cool. So we got our beacon in place. This should help us dig this out so much quicker, so much easier. Harder, stronger. I needed efficiency 5 on these, though, don't I? For insta-mining. I need efficiency 5. Oh, no! Alright, well, I think the numpties have efficiency 4. Efficiency 5 acquired, and here we go. This is it. This is the life right here, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely. So now we also have it on this, so we are instant mining with vein mining as well. Oh, life couldn't be better. I think that's a pretty good shape so far. There's definitely a couple things that need to be fixed. This area over here, it cuts weirdly. I'm gonna have to dig into the dirt there a little bit. And this area here, I haven't touched yet because I think this is how we're actually going to enter the quarry. Now, I know quarries are usually more bigger steps, I guess. Like, you would have like 2 or 3 blocks as a wall, and then it would step down, and then step down, and then step down. But I felt like that was gonna look a little boring and not really fit with what we were trying to do here. I think this works out pretty well. And what this also allows us to do is we have a big staging area where we can put maybe vehicles or something. I'm not entirely sure yet. And then down over here, I want some sort of giant crane that is lowering us down into the side of the mountain here. Mountain? Plateau? Whatever this is. Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna dig out the center of this here, probably around here-ish. We'll just dig a whole big old hole, I guess. and we'll have a crane that will be lowering us down into the ground so we can go to different levels and start digging out underneath the ground. Now these walls are pretty plain, and I'm probably going to add a little bit of extra support maybe, or something like that, just things that come up the wall a little bit. I might dig into the wall a little and put some extra details on the back side of the wall as well, something a little bit like this. Yeah, something like that, and then we'll put some slabs and stairs and other things in there just to make it look like this isn't so unbelievably flat. It's so jarring compared to everything else. But I gotta do some details around pretty much this entire area, and I don't want the whole thing to be stone. For example, I want some of these layers to be andesite, right? So I want like a little strip of andesite that's coming on through here, so it looks like there's an entire layer here where andesite has settled, and I might actually dig some of that down into multiple layers, right? So have this come out maybe over here as well as another andesite layer, and just make it look like the earth is layered in different, you know, materials, I guess. And I think one of the best ways to show you that, if I pop over into free cam, as you can see here, we have in these, it's like create generation, essentially. We've got some different layers of like tuff and deep slate and limestone and crimsite and all that sort of stuff, where it just layered on top of each other. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not a geologist, so I don't know what this is called, but essentially that's kind of what I'm looking for. We can do this, where some of that is, you know, layered on these different layers here. We can also do like mounds of rock, so it looks like, you know, there's this super hard, dense rock that, you know, we couldn't cut off easily. This is way too big, but you kind of understand what I mean here, where we have these different geological formations that show up here that we're digging away, where it's not just plain boring stone. But I definitely still have my work cut out for me if I'm going to get this video out to you folks in just a couple of days. So let me stop yapping and we'll get to digging. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Did this stupid monkey just hit my horse? Hamish? Hamish, no! Oh, that's unbelievably upsetting. Upsetting? I'm so upset I can't even talk. Rest in peace, Hamish. You had a good run, buddy. Well, I mean, we got this horse over here, so maybe we should tame this one. Ooh, look at how fast you are. Look at you go. All right, there we go. We got a new horse, and this one I guess I'm going to have to keep tethered somewhere. Because I can't trust the freaking crazy driver. All right, horse needs a name, folks. Let me know. All right, now that's what I'm talking about. That is interesting, and I don't think it's too loud. It's also believable, if that makes sense. I don't know if any of that makes sense. Anyways, let's go check it out. I've got some calcite here with some ochrum. I've got some of these create rocks. So this is just kind of a way of showing, yes, I have actually been digging these materials that we're building with out of the earth right here, right? And this is going to be perfect, this area here, this big flat open area, for a nice big crane that is reaching somewhere over here to dig up a mine shaft. We're going to have a mine shaft there. Jeepers. I have to design the crane. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do for that yet, but I do want some sort of weird piston-y like thing that makes it look like it's making the crane go up and down. And I think we're going to use mechanical pistons for that. So essentially, we're going to be using an elevator pulley and then some redstone links, right? Redstone contacts, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. I haven't done one of these yet, so I have to learn a little bit about this. But essentially what I want to do is, every time a redstone contact isn't connected, is that right? Yeah, isn't connected, then I want like a machine that makes some mechanical pistons go up and down and up and down, and I'll have like something here and something here to make it look like some sort of piston-y type thing going, you know, you know, that sort of thing. And it's pushing the chain up and down. It's something weird because we're never going to see it. We're going to be in the elevator, but I know it exists, so I want it to be there. And I don't know. It just... bear with me. Now, I understand a quarry is usually a lot dirtier than this, and we will be adding more gravel piles and more cobblestone piles, etc. all around, but I want to get started on this pulley mechanism here, and I need to dig a shaft down into the earth. I think we want to do the pulley first. Yeah, because then we'll know how long we need to go and where we need to actually dig down, if we need to dig down here, etc. So let me work on some sort of structure-y thing here first, and then we'll get to the mine shaft. You know, actually, I changed my mind. We are going to dig out the mine shaft first. I've been tinkering with some ideas for a big old crane that's coming over here, and it's very difficult because you need the elevator thing like at the tip of the crane, and the crane is a contraption because it's on a mechanical bearing. You'll see in a bit. But I have this rope pulley here, so I think all I have to do is connect the shaft, and then this thing will just start making its way downtown. And ooh, I think I have to be able to reverse this or shut it off, maybe? I might need a clutch here. Hang on one second. Oh, shoot. Actually, before I do, I gotta glue the whole darn thing together, too. Okay, so if I put this clutch in... All right, there it goes. Perfect. Great, so I'll sit here. I don't know if all these chests are gonna be enough. And, you know, well, hey, we'll see at the bottom. Well, this thing finally hit the bottom, and we have a new friend with us here. What do you got? What do you got to sell? Let's see. Blobfish. I think we're good. We might just... That was probably a smart move. Ooh, actually, can I? Bye. Oh. Man. You too. How did that one get down? I didn't drop that one. Just want everyone to know that I didn't drop that one. It spawned down there. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Anyways, I wonder if I break this? Will this? No. I have to reverse it. And up. Aha! There we go. So it looks like we found a mine shaft. And let me just show you folks real quick how close we were to breaking that spawner. We were a block away. That's absolutely insane. I think we'll probably have the elevator stop at this level as well. It just seems like it would make sense that the elevator would stop at a mine shaft, you know what I mean? And here comes our spoils with our lucky llama. You get to go live in the farm. Knowing my luck, he'll probably despawn, but let's go see what we dug up. Not bad. Some gold, copper, a little bit of iron. Oh, some wood in there, too. No diamonds, but hey, resources are resources, am I right? Well, now that we have a giant hole, I'm gonna go ahead and make an elevator carriage for us, and once we have that carriage in, it'll be a lot easier for me to figure out where the heck this crane is going to live. So let me go ahead and do that. I'll get that going. Oh, I might do a little montage on this, or I might do a montage of the crane. I don't know, folks. I'll just, you know, hey, you're gonna see me one way or another. You know, on second thought, I actually already made something in creative, so we're gonna put this where I need it to go. But before we do that, I don't want to cover the hole just yet, because I need to line up, what are these things called? Redstone contacts? Yeah, that's the one. So I gotta line these up where I want the different floors to go. And if I have this big old carriage in the way, that's gonna be a problem. So I think what I'm gonna do is drop down to the bottom of the earth here, and then just plop one of these at an appropriate distance, and then go, I don't know, like 10 blocks or 15 blocks or something like that up. I'm gonna have to... I'm gonna need some blocks that I'll be able to put down and then pick back up later. Anyways, yeah, so I think we'll do that. We'll jump down into this hole. I'll set up the different levels, the different floors that we're gonna be stopping at, and then we can blast this guy into existence. I almost said existence. That's an A. Existence. I'm tired. Whatever. Geronimo! Oh, gosh. Oh, it's so weird and I hate it. Now, you know, because of lava lakes, I don't think I want a floor at the bottom of the world. I think I want one, what is it, like -54? Yeah, I think we'll start at -54 and we'll work our way up from there. All right, looks like I got everything to get this thing going, so let's go with this thing get going with this thing. And that's it, it's done. Super easy, nice, simple little build. It doesn't even have a door on it. Why would you put a door on an elevator that's just going down to the bottom of the earth? That just sounds super dangerous. Now, the last thing we have to do to finish this piece off is, I think we're just gonna have to dig down, whoops, there, maybe one more, and place this jobby here, which means we should be able to put that guy back, take that away, put this up here, and now I think those are all in the wrong spot. Uh-oh. Yeah, I dug these all in the wall one block too far, so I'm gonna have to change this. We'll just do that. We will put this here, and we're just gonna move where this is as opposed to moving where every single one of the redstone contacts are down towards the bottom. Okay, that's gonna look a little weird, but that's alright. We'll just ignore it because it's on the back of this thing, and nobody looks at the back of the builds. And before I forget, we gotta glue the whole thing together as well. And I think I got everything. I think this is all one coherent structure now. I'm not really sure. We're just gonna have to find out. I think what I'm gonna do, just to test it, is we're gonna put a little elevator pulley right above it and just connect it to this power and see... golly, just see what happens, I guess. Alright, this is not gonna live here forever. This is just to make sure that this thing is put together correctly. Now, if I just right-click this, I think... yes! Okay, cool. Whew, the whole thing's glued together. Alright, we are at floor 10 by the looks of it. So, how do I make this work? Oh. Yo, that is the friggin' coolest thing ever. So dope. Alright, so now we should just be able to... am I on a falling contraption? Is this why it's not gonna let me... yes, that's why it's not gonna let me. Okay. Bear with me for a second. For some reason, this game doesn't like it when I am not, like, on solid ground. You guys want to see something funny? I put this in the wrong spot. Warden advances. Oh, man. All right, well, hey, let's, oh, is it floor 0? There's still more? Oh, I wonder if floor 0 is just... oh, no, there is another one down here. All right. Yeah, there's that screamer. Look at that. That is right there. Real smart move there, Throwash. Real smart move. Now, I bet I can dig this out without triggering that screamer. So we'll just dig this out a little bit, and then we'll head back up top. I feel like this is a good speed, too. I'm pretty happy with this speed. It's not too fast. It's not too slow. I feel like this is just right. I'm really happy with this little contraption here. This is super cool. And up at the top, here we go. Oh, man, that is super adorable. Up at the top here, I'll probably have to add in some, like, safety blocks. Just around a couple of these edges here. Actually, I might be able to use some of the framed blocks or maybe these copycat steps. I just gotta see if I put them here, if I'll be able to fall through, more or less. We can test this a little bit. Let me just put a block there, just in case I fall. So if I go to step on here, I can fall through there, okay. But if I put a copycat step here, it looks like I am able to stand. So that's... good. I just wonder how we're gonna handle these corners. I could probably just put like almost a full block in the corners. Why are you going down there now? How about here? Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any way that I can wiggle myself in there, so that's good. I might put full like cages like this, the catwalks or something like that there instead, just to make it look more appealing. I'm just worried about the trapdoors here. I could probably take the trapdoors off. I'll figure something out. Alright, that looks much safer. I got a nice handrail going on here. We got these awesome macaw trapdoors, the warnings, etc., and then some catwalks here. I wish I could have the catwalks at the same level as the trapdoor, but I gotta be honest, it gives it a weird little symmetry that I don't hate, to be perfectly honest with you. But now, if we head down, it definitely looks weird once we get down here, that this is kind of just open. I wish I could, like, redstone signal these things to close, but that's okay. God forbid we're down here and we die or something like that, you know what I mean? But no, this is super great. I think it's come out pretty well. The only thing we've got to do now is actually make the crane that is going to have this thing, holding this thing, you know, and have it go up and down, etc., etc. I have a mock-up for the actual crane arm itself. I just have to build some sort of building thing. And I also need to build up some sort of redstone link system, which you guys will see in a minute, because I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I want this to work. Well, it looks like we got everything again, except for the super glue for the crane arm, so I'm just gonna go ahead and load this thing up with gunpowder, make sure that it says skip missing blocks, and I hope and pray that I put this in the right place, and let's go! Alright, let's watch this thing happen. And there we go, the whole thing's done except for a couple of bits and pieces that I need to fill in, which I should have extras in the barrel here. I don't know if this is going to be enough, but I can just go around and fill in each one of these individual framed blocks here, except for when I do that. Well, there it is in all its glory. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it, and I think the whole thing is glued together. We're about to find out. We've got a little speed controller here, and now the speed controller has a hand crank on it, and I set it to speed 1. Now, what should happen here is as I crank this, it's either going to go that way or it's going to go this way. And before we do that, actually, I need to set this so it only places when this here mechanical bearing is destroyed. And it is going the correct way. That's an absolute miracle. Let's just tilt it a bit. Oh my gosh, did I get everything in one shot? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Wow, that's incredible. Nice job, me. But I just need to see how far this thing needs to go before it lines up with the top of the elevator. All right, that's a little bit too far. So what we have to do is we have to reverse the direction on the speed controller. And I think that might be it. That might be correct, because essentially what we're gonna do is we are going to hide an elevator pulley right here inside of this, this little area right in there. And to get power to it, I've got another sneaky little trick up my sleeve. As you can see, I have the elevator pulley here. It is directly underneath, or excuse me, directly above where it's going to connect. And it's kind of sort of inside the grindstone here. And the reason for that is this is a contraption. So I can place blocks through this, inside of this, etc., etc. And this is how we're going to hide the power to get to this elevator pulley. Because a lot of these types of cranes back in the day, which was a Wednesday, by the way. I'm not a professional, so don't take this from me. A lot of these crane systems back in the day, they actually had 2 or more chain-like systems that went up the back of them, right? What we're going to try and do here is put a belt system that's going to come out kind of like this, and then go down diagonally towards the bottom of the crane arm. And I think in my testing, I had this a little more skewed towards the ground. So it was a little bit more of this type of angle instead of what we've got here. And if it doesn't work, I can tear the whole thing down and then just reposition this because it's all glued together. I can just move it with a mechanical piston and then move it where I need it to go, etc., etc., and we should be good. Yeah, and I can tell already it's got to move back like 2 blocks, I think, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a mechanical piston, push this back about, I think 2 blocks should be enough, and it might be 3. But we'll try 2 and see what happens. I cannot even express to you how good it feels that this is in the world right now. This looks so cool already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another crushing wheel, and we're going to put it in the back here. Now, unfortunately, this thing is just going to keep on spinning. Forever and ever and ever, because we are going to reroute this power under here and up right next to this piece of belt. And that is going to be our power for the elevator pulley. Now, Create has this issue where I can take this off as well, and that should now just live like that until this mechanical bearing is broken. Now, Create has this issue where you can't actually send power diagonally unless it's a belt. I really wish I could just send diagonal shafts so I didn't have to use chains, but I think this looks pretty incredible. I'm not gonna lie. And all we have to do now is build like a little platform and a building around this thing to make it look like it is being held up and not just floating in the air here. But I'm going to go ahead and reroute this power to where it needs to go. Where's that power? It's right over here. Reroute this power to where it needs to go underneath this shaft, and we'll have that just part of the building. And then there's a few other things that I want to do before we call this build done. Shaft up to there, and a vertical gearbox here, and now we have power. So we should be able to ride this thing all the way up to here. We've got both of our encased chain drives there, and if I can time this correctly, I should be able to jump up here and bam. Now, That is an elevator. That's so incredible. That looks so cool, dudes. Oh, I'm so happy that this is in this world. Oh man, it's taken me way too long to figure out how to build this thing. But we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We still have more to do. I'm going to actually take the chain that comes out of this. I'm going to bring it back over here a little bit. I'm going to bring it back now, y'all. And we're going to have something that is going to be gathering the chain up back here on a platform, obviously. And then we're going to have something that's like pumping up two things up and down to make it look like these pistons are I'm actually moving my hands right now, just like right. Make it look more mechanical, like this thing is actually working and doing its thing. And it's going to be pumping those pistons up and down when this isn't connected, this right here. Now, originally I was going to have it when it's not connected to any of the redstone contacts, but I don't think the redstone links down to the bottom of the world would connect to the ones up here. I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure there's a way I could snake it up there, but this video is proving difficult to get out to you guys as it is, so I don't want to waste too much time. I want to get this video out to you guys on time. So I'm going to go ahead and build a building around this thing and put it on a platform, and I'll come back to you guys when we are all done with that. Here's what we're rocking with so far. Now I've got this plain old Jane platform here, and we're going to put a little building on this side of it just to kind of like cover up this and this piece here. It'll be like a quote-unquote control tower sort of thing. And then back here is actually where... Oh, I gotta fill this hole. Back here is where we're gonna have this thing spinning. And then I think maybe over on this side is where we'll have the things that are up and down, right? And underneath, you can see I've got this monorail here. And this is the first time I'm using monorail. And I have this crazy idea of putting 3 like individual train, you see I got a little place to build trains, put 3 individual train pieces, one here, here, and one on the other side, to make it look like this thing can actually spin. Now ignore this completely, this is gonna make it not spin, and I get that, but we don't have to worry about that because this is Minecraft. Nothing actually needs to make sense. So we're gonna go ahead and create a new train. I need some train casing, and bam. Now I should be able to just make this as basic as humanly possible, because really all we're gonna be able to see is this, a block here, and a block here. So I need to make it just look like it's connected to that. And I have a really good idea. Bear with me for a second. Maybe something like that would work. So it doesn't actually have a seat. We've got train controls on it. And I don't know if this is actually going to work or not. So let me try and glue the whole thing together. I should just be able to do this. And that should be done. And whoops. Let's see if it will allow us to assemble the train. It will. Okay, great. So I think if I just pick this up and put it here. Whoops. I broke it. Hang on, folks. All right, let's try that again. Put it here. Here. All right, that works sort of. We gotta back it up a little bit. So I wonder if I can just, not quite. Can I have this train go forward while I'm standing on the ground? I can. Oh my gosh, that is legit as perfect as it's gonna get. Let me fly out this way up here, and we'll see what it looks like from the outside. Yes. Yes, 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 absolutely. Now, it's going to look a little weird from the side because you're going to be able to see those train controls. But if you just ignore that they're there, it should be just completely and totally fine. Now, I have to do that 2 more times, which means I need a bit more train casing. So we're going to need 1, 2 for each. So I need 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pick all those up and set this to create new train. And I will do this 2 more times, and then I will see you guys on the other side. As you can see behind me, I've been doing a lot again. So, we have a nice little pedestal, I guess, a little thing for this, it's not really a train, but train to stand on, so that way it can swivel around and spin and all that sort of stuff. And this goes all the way around, down as well, gives it a nice little bit of structure, a little stability. And, you know, it looks like we just plopped it right there, right on top of everything, as well as some stuff that I've been doing underneath here. I'm gonna keep this open just because I like being able to see circuitry here. But right now, as you can see, we got our little cocoon thingies, right? And then in the back of the carriage here, I've set up a redstone link. Go ahead and close that off. Now, if we head underneath here, the redstone link I have is right here. So this goes to a little torch tower, right? and a little torch shutoff over here, and this one goes into a piston. Now, that torch tower goes to a clutch, and while the carriage is sitting there, the clutch is turned on, which means the rest of this is shut off, okay? Once the carriage leaves, this clutch turns off, these start spinning, and then this piston pushes this observer over here underneath this sequenced gear shift. And what this guy's doing is saying, hey, turn the piston, and then push the piston again, and then wait for another redstone pulse. Now, the reason for the redstone pulse is so that it can just keep going up and down and up and down, and that's why the piston is going to push the observers into each other, so it just spams a redstone pulse here. And what I'll do right now, I think I can just shut this off from receive mode. Cannot shut this off from receive mode. Never mind. I think let me just take this. Yeah, there we go. So that shuts off. This thing starts spinning, so it kind of looks like it is pulling in the here, let me jump into free cam. This thing starts spinning, so it's spinning the wrong way. I'll have to change that so it looks like it's pulling this back, right? And then these guys are just going up and down and up and down and up and down. And it looks like they are doing some sort of, like, mechanical thingy to start this. I hope that's how it's coming across anyways. But I've got to go ahead and swap this out. Let me swap this one for another gearbox. And with the gearbox in there, now this is spinning the right way. It looks like it's pulling the chain in. There's nothing we can do about this one, unfortunately. But, man, oh man, this thing is really coming together. I just got to plop a little building on top of this thing right here. It's probably going to, like, cut off here and then come over a ways over here. And it'll be our little control area. And then this entire build right here is done. And we just got to mess this up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We did it. It's complete. It's absolutely perfectly, wonderfully complete. Here, let me come in. I got to do the entrance to it. But I'm running out of time getting this episode into you. Anyways, we come down into the quarry here. Let me just break this because that shouldn't be there. Come down into the quarry here. We got a little bit of a workspace here, right? We're lining up some things that we're cutting up on our little stone cutter here, right? On some pallets. And then we've seen a little bit of this. I'll go over that in just a second. But if we head down in this direction on this little path, we get down to our little carriage, elevator carriage that'll take us down into the mines, and I've broken up the area just a little bit. But you know me, I like to have clutter all over the place. And this isn't a ton of clutter, it's just a little bit, but like I said, I am running out of time to get this episode out to you folks. But el piece de resistance is this guy. I hate the roof, but I feel like once it turns, I'm gonna love it. But only time will tell, I guess. It's gonna take a while for that to happen. But again, all I did was just put a little clutter here. I just, had the bricks come out a little bit on the tough layer, and then just added some crates and boxes and clutter all over the place. Yeah, this is it. I haven't done the interior yet either. But we will get to that here pretty soon. I'm gonna just put like a desk with somewhere to sit, some controls, etc., etc. Maybe some shelving units in here, just so we can have some tools. And before we sign off, I just want to once again take a little trip down to the bottom here, or down here, excuse me, not to the bottom. And I just want to make sure only one of them is working for some reason. Uh-oh, I broke something. Huh, I wonder what I did here. Yeah, I definitely broke something. Anyways, I'll have to fix that, but this is running. Half of this is running. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a colossal success, and I am so happy with how this turned out. Folks, thanks for coming on this adventure with me. This was an absolute blast. This was a crazy episode. I don't know why it took me so stinking long, but it took me so long to make. But I am very happy with the result, and I cannot wait for that roof to change. Anyways, folks, thank you once again for being here. Thank you especially to my patrons, Wraith, Dusk, and Raider. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you, everybody. Hey, I have a Discord if you want to join it. Link should be in the description down below. And until next time, folks, my name is Thurlesh, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye!